Hello everybody, it's Sylvie. Welcome back to Tarot Magpie. I hope you are doing good. Today is going to be really fun, hopefully. Fun for me, we'll see how it turns out. Today I am playing with the Spread Machine Quest expansion and the Eldritch Overload Tarot. I promised this in my... when did I talk about this? My most recent 5 decks? No, that's not what it's called. The last 10 decks. Okay, look. I've just finished, literally 5 minutes ago, I've just finished filming one of my collection videos that I'm doing this January. I've got a fresh coffee and I'm rolling straight into filming another video. So my brain is a little bit scrambled. Please be nice to me. Anyway, in my last 10 decks video, I mentioned the Spread Machine quest, which I have not yet played with. I've had a look at some of the cards, I've not yet had to play with it, but I have some really fun ideas, fun for me, ideas to have a play with this, and I wanted to film at least one of them. So if you are not familiar with the Spread Machine cards, they are essentially a deck of spread prompts, more or less. Well, there's more to it than that, but that is, like, how cute are these edges though? First of all, like, the colours, perfect. They're a set of tarot spread prompt cards, so you can use them in a variety of ways. You can pull cards at random, you could pull cards intentionally, and then there are prompts on each of these cards and you can use those to come up with a tarot spread. And this one, being the quest expansion, is kind of D&D RPG based, so we've got themes like equipment, power up, status, and then the titles are things like armor, weapon, battle. Like, it's got this RPG gamified vibe to it. And if you know me, you know that I love fantasy, you know that I love RPGs, you know that I love Dungeons and Dragons, and I have multiple Dungeons and Dragons themed or inspired decks, one of them being the Eldritch Overload Tarot, which I did do an unboxing of if you want to see it in more detail, but it's this cyberpunk, futuristic, vibrant, colourful, holographic, glitzy deck. And one of the themes in this is the hero cards, which I think I did... no, character, but one of them is the hero card. And I did separate them all out at one point when I had the idea for this. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 character cards, and one of the kind of activities that is mentioned in the guidebook is pulling a tarot card for each of the hero cards to, like, build your character. And I thought that would be really fun, and I thought I would film it. So that is what we're doing today. I'm going to use all of these character cards as prompts and, like, create a character, see if it creates me. Like, you could do this in a whole variety of ways, and I'm kind of doing it just for fun today, but I think it would be really cool to kind of build your hero, but it be you. And I reckon you could do that in a whole variety of ways. If you're, like, going through a time and you want to know, like, what you need to get through that time, it might be really cool. But I'm just doing it for fun today, so I will set up. Okay, let's zoom in, and I'm just going to go through the character cards quickly. So we have Hero, the adventurer, the wayfarer, the one who embarks on a journey. Who are you as the hero of your story, the champion of your epic quest? Sidekick, your loyal helper, follower, and cheerleader. Someone or something that can serve as your resource and support you on this journey. Strength. What are your strengths, your special abilities and attributes? Your light. What empowers you, strengthens you, and defines you? What makes you capable and what makes you unique? Weakness. What are your tragic flaws and downfalls? What do you tend to struggle with? What is something you can work on? What aspects of yourself are calling for growth and expansion? Ultimate move. What is the best part about you, your authentic power, the undeniable truth of your soul, your ultimate source of light? What is the one move you can always count on for your success and to smash through your obstacles? Destiny. What is your life's calling, your gift, your highest alignment, your epic narrative? What makes you legendary? What gives you purpose? What must you manifest in this lifetime to fulfill who you are and who you're meant to be? And then finally, we have lore. What is your backstory, your heroic narrative, and the details of your character? What made you the specific hero that you are? What information is relevant to your quest right now? So I am going to, like I said, this is a bit of fun and not a serious reading particularly, but I'm interested to see what the cards kind of throw at me. Sorry, I'm just trying to get us in frame. Deeply unprepared for this video, it would seem. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle. I'm gonna pull a card for each, and then I'm gonna kind of see what wisdom I can glean from them. And maybe this is the character I need to be for the rest of the day, because I have a hell of a to-do list. So I'm going to lay them face down and then do them one at a time, I think. All right, so the hero. Knight of Wands. Interesting. So who are you as the hero of your story, the champion of your epic quest? The Knight of Wands is definitely like the perfect pick for this, is it not? If you're looking for like a hero type, the Knights are for sure the way to go. And the Knight of Wands is like blazing ahead. I love this deck. I love the like motorbike. I know I don't love a modern deck, but it's a futuristic deck, so it makes sense. Yeah, like ready to go, ready to embark. You can see the way this knight is like looking out at the city is like ready to roll. Sidekick. The Emperor as my sidekick. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Loyal helper, follower, and cheerleader. So maybe this Knight of Wands is like the power behind the throne. Serving as your resource and support you on your journey. That's very cool. I like the idea of the Emperor as a resource, because the Emperor I think of as like stability, structure, and boundaries. And the idea of tapping into that as a resource rather than... I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks of the idea of holding to boundaries. That is more of a burden, but the idea of that of a resource is a really cool way to reframe it. Okay, strength. The Wheel of Fortune. Oh my god. So I'm in a wheel year for 2024. What are your strengths, your special abilities and attributes, your light? What empowers you, strengthens you, and defines you? I feel like here, the wheel as a strength, especially with the like fiery energy of the Knight of Wands, this fire of fire. I feel like the strength is just the ability to like roll with the punches and keep going. You like keep forging ahead, because there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Like what makes you capable is the ability to roll with that and to like ride the wheel. But also, like I say, it's a wheel of fortune year for me numerologically, but also before I figured that out, I chose momentum as my word of the year, which is like a hell of a synchronicity. And I think also the strength is to find that momentum and kind of find the center of the wheel, so you're not riding the highs and lows quite as intensely. You're finding something that centers you and grounds you a little bit. And I think if you can do that, if anyone can do that, that is definitely that's a strength of dealing with the ups and downs of life, is being able to kind of find your center and not feel the extremes quite as strongly, especially with the idea of boundaries and stability as a resource that you can tap into. Okay, weakness, judgment. Oh my god, what is with the mages? Wow, I swear I shuffled this. What are your tragic flaws and downfalls? Judgment. Especially with this imagery, we've obviously got, so it's a cyberpunk sci-fi fantasy. We've got other races, not just humans. And here you've got this rallying cry to keep humans pure, which I think we can definitely find a parallel for in the real world. What do you tend to struggle with? What's something you can work on? What aspects of yourself are calling for growth and expansion? I love the phrasing of calling for growth and expansion, because I do think of judgment as almost a bit of a call to action. So Oh, this is so cool. That's a hell of a synchronicity to come up. But also just the word judgment as a weakness. What is a flaw and a downfall? What do you struggle with? Like this idea of judgment, of judging maybe yourself, judging others, judging situations. Maybe again, instead of finding your center and just riding the waves, rolling with the punches, if you're judging and leaping to conclusions too quickly, that's definitely a weakness. Although I do personally think of judgment as more of this call to action, this kind of moment where you can decide what direction you want to go in and what you want to follow. But then to flip that, like if I was to read that in reverse, yeah, the idea that you're being led rather than following your own call. Maybe you're following a different call. Ooh, okay, ultimate move. The devil. Oh my god. Is this in frame? No, not really. Okay, the ultimate move is the devil. Wow, okay. What is the best part about you? Your authentic power, the undeniable truth of your soul. Your ultimate source of light, and then we literally have the devil in this position. Okay. In this position, in this context, I again will probably read this as like the reversal of the devil, as it were. So what is the best part about you? Your authentic power, like the idea of accountability, of holding yourself accountable, of holding yourself accountable against, not against, but in terms of your actions, of what you spend your time and your resources on. Like especially, I say resources and this idea of the emperor and that stability, that steadfastness, that kind of expanded view, those boundaries, that as a resource. And then your ultimate move being really having those boundaries with yourself and not letting yourself sink into procrastination, addiction, the things that you want that aren't the things that you need, like everything the devil usually represents. Where was that I read about the devil as accountability? I'm sure that was in a book or a guidebook or in a something. And the idea of, you know, when the devil isn't just being scary, what the devil can represent is the idea of accountability and confronting what the devil represents to each of us individually. Okay, destiny. The Five of Wands. Oh, that's interesting. Because the Five of Wands is usually competition, strife, a lack of focus. What's your life's calling, your gift, your highest alignment? So I think rolling of this imagery specifically, this is more camaraderie and collaboration than competition. And I suppose with the spirit of the Five of Wands and the fact that each individual in this image is like a different race in this world, it's differences coming together. It's maybe like unlikely allies. It's maybe pulling people together for a common cause that wouldn't necessarily usually work together, which is a hell of a calling. This is for sure like a hero's character here. What makes you legendary? Your ability to bring people together for a common cause. It's not light and fluffy, is it? That's really cool though. Okay, finally, law. Oh my god, the Four of Coins. Interesting. So like your backstory being this idea of, like, we've got the gate in the background. We've got this person like it's pretty traditional looking Four of Coins. Sorry, I should be holding these up. It's a pretty traditional looking Four of Coins. We've got this person holding tight to their wealth, their resources. Like even the body language is very hunched over. The way they've got this collar pulled up as well is very kind of protective and defensive. Got this fence in the background. Your backstory and your heroic narrative and the details of your character, what made you the specific hero that you are. I think this is interesting, especially with your resource being boundaries. Having that as your backstory, this character who is come from a place of being very, very self-contained, and then the destiny being bringing together unlikely allies. And like, I think that also works with the weakness being judgment. Like, if this is the destiny, this kind of more like expansive, collaborative idea, and then the weakness being judgment in light of this kind of defensive, like there's a defensiveness to that. I think these two together, the weakness and the law. Okay, so we've got a heroic Knight of Wands, this very fiery individual with a very defensive past, which I think plays really well with this idea of like boundaries and stabilities being a resource. Like, this is what you've got in your history, and so you've really got a kind of a foundation, maybe as like a sense of, I know that this is pentacles and this is resources, but maybe like a very strong sense of self, very strong set of boundaries. And I think that ties in again with like the weakness being this judgment, this defensiveness, and then like a total 180 where the destiny is bringing people together. And I think actually also this works well with like this idea of accountability as your ultimate move, your ultimate undeniable truth of your soul is this ability to kind of cut through, especially with the Four of Coins being like hoarding and the traditional devil being, is this what I did in when I mapped the minors onto the majors? I think I put the Four of Coins as the devil, because in the Four of Coins you're holding tight to your resources, and in the devil it's what you're holding tight to that's got you chained in return. So this is a kind of very, very narrative arc here from the Four of Pentacles to the ultimate move being this devil and this ability to kind of cut through that to your destiny of bringing people together. Like, oh, this was very cool. Okay, I think I'm going to stop there because I could keep going because I think this is really fun. Maybe I will do this again by myself because I enjoyed this. So yeah, I think I'm leaving this here. I hope that you've enjoyed this. This was a bit random and a bit experimental. So let me know if you enjoyed this, and maybe if you'd like to see something similar with maybe other cards in the spread machine, or I don't know, let me know what you think. I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed. Give me a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.